This has been another rough year for the Angels as they currently sit at 60-77 and are trailing a wildcard spot by 16.5 games, despite having two generational talents on their roster. And apparently off the field, things aren't going too well either, as they are now being sued by two Dominican teenagers. Before I get into it, welcome back to the War Room, a channel where I discuss all things baseball related. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Let's get straight to it. In 2019, the Angels offered contracts to Dominican players Kyderson Pavone, who was 14 at the time, and Willie Fanas, who was 15. Sorry if I butchered those names. Pavone's contract was worth $1.8 million, while Fanas was set to make $425,000. Life-changing money for any teenager, especially since the average annual income in the Dominican Republic is only about $7,500 US. With these contracts, these young kids can now move to America, get an education, and live their dream playing baseball. You can see in this clip the moment Angel scout told Pavone the team was going to sign him.
Una sola pregunta, que si quiere firmar con nosotros.
Claro, sí.
Está firmado.
Está firmado.
No pago. Obviously a very emotional moment for everyone involved. The only problem was at this point, this quote-unquote contract was nothing more than a verbal agreement. It's a rule that teams cannot sign players outside the United States before age 16. So Pavone and Fanas simply had to wait until they turned 16 before anything was set in stone. Keep in mind, these verbal agreements happened in 2019 when the Angels general manager was Billy Epler. However, Epler was fired in 2020 and replaced with Perry Manassian. Manassian decided to bring the team in a new direction, and he didn't want to follow through on the verbal commitments that were agreed upon by these players during Epler's tenure. So you can now see why this is a problem. In the Dominican Republic, verbal contracts are considered more binding than they are in the United States. In other words, the Angels going back on their word and not following through on the contract offers is just like breaching any other contract. And because this offer was made in the Dominican Republic, the court hearing will also be held there as well. Fanas ended up signing with the Mets in 2022 for $1.5 million, but he's seeking $17 million in his lawsuit against the Angels. Pavone, who signed with the Rangers in 2021 for $125,000, is seeking $4.25 million from the Angels. And because one of these offers is on video and the case will be heard in the DR, you gotta imagine it will be pretty difficult for the Angels to win this case. Although both of these dudes got signed by other teams, you gotta imagine how bad they must have felt once they found out what the Angels did. Like, imagine as a 14-year-old in the DR, you're finally making it big, and the only thing stopping you is the time between now and your 16th birthday, only for a front office change that's completely out of your control to mess it all up and leave you wondering if you'll ever get off the island. While these guys were fortunate enough to get another opportunity, some players don't, and in my opinion, MLB teams need to be held more accountable for these broken promises. Because to us, it might just be someone changing their mind on a verbal commitment, but to them, it's a decision that affects the rest of their family's lives, which, by the way, is illegal on top of that. It's going to be a while before this case is completely settled, so don't expect a decision anytime soon. But still interesting nonetheless that the Angels, of all teams who are usually in the news for something bad other than Ohtani and Trout, are involved in this case. But that pretty much wraps this one up. Let me know what you think about this situation in the comments. Whose side are you on? Like the video if you enjoyed and subscribe if you're new. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.